Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome. We made it to episode 3 of the Connor Culture Podcast. I am the people's rapper, Jon Connor. We got J.A., we got Lamont L. Boogie, we got Gary. We in the building. It's on. Y'all know what it is. We
Yes,
here. What's
sir.
cracking?
What
Yes,
up? What up?
sir. It's
What's
on. It's
popping? What's
on.
popping?
Going
Yeah.
on?
So, we're gonna talk about everybody. Favorite subject today. We're gonna talk about these here chicks.
Yeah. Hey, look, Gary, man, look, call it what it is. The name of the episode is Gold Digger Gorgeous. All right, we talking about
Let's go.
gold diggers. We talking about groupies. We talking about those that didn't like you back then. They didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all
on me.
you know what I'm saying? We talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
God bless you for being a gentleman, but today's topic is not about the ladies. It's about the gold diggers. It's about the ones that be scheming. And let's get it. Let's get into it, man.
Okay.
Like y'all said, today is about gold digger gorgeous, right? But don't fret because Jan, I was gonna propose an idea to you, but I'm gonna do
All
it
right.
now. I'm gonna do it live, like while we recording,
Okay.
because I feel like there should be a part 1, gold digger gorgeous, and then let's do the code part 2, and we gonna talk about the women.
That is a
Okay.
phenomenal
Okay.
idea. Let's make some noise for Gary's dope idea. Yes, we should absolutely do that. So right, we give the
doubt.
code to the queens, and we gonna give Gold Digger Gorgeous today to the less than desirables. Let's get it.
Less than desirables.
Okay, so you know what? Let's start there. Like, is there a misconception with gold digger gorgeous? Like, are all of them less than desirables? Are all of them shady?
I would say by definition alone, they would all be shady because I would like to think that the purpose of being intimate with somebody should be based on love and it should be based on a genuine connection. And the term groupie or gold digger is reserved for those who, prior to going in, they don't even care about none of the stuff that you can build a foundation on. They're strictly doing it for money or for clout or for status or for likes or to get in this picture or whatever. So I would say, yeah, by definition alone, if a woman fits into that category of gold digger, then that means off top, your intentions ain't in the right place, you know? So I would definitely say yeah to that.
Okay. So okay, let's jump right into this here gold digger gorgeous thing.
Oh,
Right?
snap. What's up?
Okay. John Connor, can
Yes.
you share any memorable experiences involving gold digger gorgeous women you've met since being in the industry?
Well, yeah. We can start with some pretty funny ones.
Okay.
So I remember this is early Jon Connor. This is like the Calling Part 2, 2008, 2009-ish. You know what I'm saying? I'm still kind of green. I'm still eyes wide, just eyes wide as to everything I'm going through. And I think that the show was either in Lansing or Traverse City. I can't remember what city it was. Oh Lord! So I remember.
Look, that's how you know. Yeah, you about to go back in time. Like, go
Man.
ahead.
Lord, I want this to. I want anything I say on Connor Culture Podcast. This is for the young artists, young men out there, young ladies too. I'm telling these stories so y'all can be mindful. Like Jay-Z said, no, Hove did that, so hopefully you won't have to go through that.
Yep.
So these stories are being told so that y'all know what to watch out for, and so y'all don't have to go through some of the things I went through. But I remember I was at a show, and we was doing some post-show extracurricular activities. You know what I'm saying? And I remember falling asleep. And I remember like her and her homegirl was messing with a couple of the other homies. And I remember I just heard the door close and my jacket was gone. My watch was gone. and it was like a couple other things was gone. So I can remember I'm running in the hallway, and the homie's like, "What the hell? What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Yo, bruh, she stole, she stole my jacket. Like, she stole my jacket. She stole my watch." And I just remember her being like, I remember her being like, I don't know when's the next time I'm gonna get to experience something like this. And it was like, so the moral of that story is, guys, a girl could look good and be gold digger, gorgeous, but be loony in the head. Like, you just never know. Like, you know what I'm saying, what somebody's intentions or what somebody's motive is. It was another crazy story too. I remember, and God bless that young lady wherever she is. And I'm just telling these stories as they happen. God bless them. I hope they doing well in life.
Right.
But another crazy story. I think this might just, like, I don't know if she was actually a gold digger, but I think we just gonna talk about just my crazy experiences with women in show business. Like, as I've been in show business, I think it's all encompassing.
Mhm.
But I remember I was doing the Double XL show in New York. And so I had just made the freshman cover. So this is 2014, 2015. And Double XL, they do like the freshman class show, right? They do one in LA and one in New York. So I remember the one in New York. This was so crazy. I'm standing outside of the venue, and man, this story is really gonna bug y'all out when y'all see how all of this like come full circle. So I'm at one of the little like the little food trucks they be having in New York, like the little food stands that got the shawarma and the euros.
Yeah, like the
So
food carts or whatever.
yeah, the little food cart. So I go to one of them. It's a girl standing there. She like, "Oh my God, you Jon Connor." I'm like, "Yes, I am." And then she was like, "I'm going to the show," because the food truck was right by the venue, because I just did a sound check. She like, "I'm coming to the show to see you." And I'm like, "Dang," I'm like, "That's dope." She got the Double XL. She got the magazine with it. She's like, "Can you sign this for me?" I said, "All right, cool." So I signed the Double XL. I don't think nothing else about it. Life goes on. Listen to me when I tell you. So I don't know if y'all remember. It was some years back, and I won't go in depth about the rumor itself because it turned out to be just that, a rumor. It wasn't true, but it was a rumor started about Usher, right?
Mhm.
And there was a young lady spreading a rumor about Usher.
Mm-hmm.
So dog, why I'm on the internet and somebody put under a comment like about this particular situation, they was like, "That girl crazy. She be lying on everybody." She was like, that somebody said, "That girl crazy as fuck. She be lying about everybody. She got a tattoo of that rapper Jon Connor name on her neck after meeting him one time." I go to her page. I go to her page, bruh. She got my name, the signature that I signed on the Double XL. She got that tattooed on her neck. It was the same girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is insane. Like, it was wild. I met that girl one time, said 2 words to her, had no type of like interaction other than that with her. She got my name tattooed on her neck. She had it posted on her Instagram page in the whole 9 yards. And this is the same girl that has started a rumor about Usher. So it was just like, wow. Bugged out.
Okay, so I can say it, John, because I know, John, you in the industry, right? So you got these relationships and everything, and this is on record too as well. So I'm only saying what's already on the internet, but folks remember a couple of years ago that there was a rumor that was circulating around that Usher contracted an STD. I can't remember specifically what it was, but it was going around during that time. And to my understanding, if I'm connecting the dots, supposedly this is the same girl that started that rumor.
Yep. Same girl. Girl.
Wow.
Yep. And like I said, and the reason I found that out, is like I say, because somebody had put in the comments that, "Yo, this chick crazy. She be lying on all the entertainers. This the same girl that got that rapper Jon Connor name tattooed on her neck." And I'm like, "What?" And then I went to her page and she really did. I think I still got, you know how I sent y'all like a video last time with some things we talked about.
Right.
I'm gonna send y'all. I screenshotted like the picture of this girl with the tattoo on her neck because it was that crazy to me. Like, you know what I'm saying, that this woman would do that. But it's just crazy. You know what's interesting about that though? And I talk to people about it all the time, is that my ex-manager once told me that when you make it to the NBA, they have like classes about groupies when you get to the NBA. And I'm quite sure it's probably the same for the NFL. For it, like they teach you like groupie etiquette. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they literally tell you, like, if you have sex with this girl, do not be mean to her. If you pick her up, make sure you make her sign this or whatever they teaching them in that class. The messed up part for rappers is there is no like class or crash course, like, or anything that teaches you how to deal with these type of women. Like when you get in the show business, it is all like on the job training. Like every day something wild could happen. Somebody could lie on you. Somebody could make up something on you. You not prepared to deal with these women, like we talked about in the other episode, that have like for generations, that's how they get money. That's how they find a husband. You know, they at all of the games, or they at all of the concerts. They waiting at all of the concerts, or whatever the case may be. And they have a strategy to how to trap you. And you just a young dude coming up out the hood. There is no way that you're prepared for this. So, you know, that's a couple of stories, but I definitely got more. But those are a couple, man.
That's trip, man. That a woman can have that much low self-esteem about herself and just attention, just trying to gain attention from anything that from a cat that's in the industry. But John, let me ask you this question, man. Mm-hmm. How has being in the music industry changed the way women interact with you?
Okay. Okay. So prior to me being Jon Connor, I like to think that I always oh man, that's an ill question. So prior to me being Jon Connor, so we just gonna break down who Jan Freeman was, right? Or is.
Okay.
A pretty shy person when it came to women when I was younger. I wasn't the type that really just was out there looking for attention. I was always in my own world doing what I do. So like, but once women got a chance to like talk to me, it was always like, oh, he kind of cool, blah, 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 blah. After becoming Jon Connor, I don't know if y'all ever saw it. Y'all know when Tupac, I see the interview one time where Tupac was like, I can't understand how a year ago I was too skinny, I was too this, I was too that. He said, and a year later, now you just can't contain yourself. You just can't. So a wise person once told me, and this is so crazy. Like I say, kids at home, I'm telling these stories that you learn from my mistakes. Because somebody once told me that as a male entertainer, you're entitled to take your victory lap. And your victory lap is when you know full well these chicks would not be fucking with you if you wasn't like an entertainer, where you go back and you fuck with every chick that you can remember that would not give you the time of day. Like they used to say, yeah, you go take your victory lap. So it's funny. I took a victory lap. I did.
So
you know what I'm saying?
So what Jay say, used to tell their friends I was ugly and wouldn't touch me. Then I showed up in that dubbed out buggy.
and then they got fuzzy and they don't remember that. Now I don't remember you. Hip hop. You know? But it's true. It definitely did change. I definitely because like I say, my personality, in real life isn't one that warrants a lot of attention. I think that my charisma comes out through what I do in music, what I do on stage, and if somebody wants to have a conversation with me about something that I'm interested in, is where my charisma comes out at. But I feel like it's a lot of cats who just are naturally born that way. Like I respect that too. That's one thing that I love about being in the music business. The thing I love the most is something that I call the human factor. And the human factor is when you see the person in real life and their personality makes it make sense to you how they got to be who they are. Mm-hmm. For instance, like when I met Jay-Z, right?
Right.
His human factor is he really is cool as fuck in real life. Mm-hmm. It was like, damn, even if you didn't rap, people was gonna like you. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's his human factor. That's what he give off. Like, always a very witty, intelligent dude. Always like, there's never like an awkward moment in conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even if there is, he knows how to fill in the gap and make everybody laugh. Like, I was fortunate enough to, like, I have a cousin, man, my cousin Cass Swift, for anybody that's watching that is familiar with my music. Well, you got to be familiar with my music to be watching this. So my cousin Cass Swift, he was always like just a super charismatic dude. Like just living life, like people just gravitate to that dude. And I feel like with me, my charisma came with once I started talking about something I was passionate about, or like once I started expressing my love for music or something, it'd be like, oh, I didn't know that was in. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, what's up? That's what it was. So prior to being Jon Connor, it was like, I never had bad luck with the ladies, but I can say that it definitely increased after becoming Jon Connor. It definitely was that thing where girls that you knew your whole life is starting to say, you ain't never know I had a crush on you. I'm like, since when? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, since when? Why didn't you never say nothing? Well, I didn't know this. Or like, get out of here, man. You ain't had no crush on me. But yes, definitely, I would say that it got a whole lot easier, you know what I'm saying, to approach women after that.
Okay, so follow-up question, right? So without naming any names, you don't have to name no names, right? But let's get into a little bit of nitty-gritty here, because you mentioned something about a victory lap. Who was the first person that you passed that baton to?
A victory lap.
When you took this victory lap. Just talk about the person. You ain't got to name no name.
Okay.
When you got to doing that victory lap, who was the first one when you was like, here you go?
It was
take that.
Oh my goodness.
So look, definitely not gonna name names because I don't know if she got, kids or whatever. But and like I said to anybody who watching this is who I was. This is my testimony. This is the things I went through to get to be the person I am now, a fully evolved, healed person.
I love it.
Well,
the whole disclaimer.
That's better than me, because the universe ain't through with me.
Jay say I'm still out here, cuz.
I'm still healing.
I'm still
healing.
Yo, so all right, I would say it was definitely a girl that I always had a crush on in high school.
Okay.
That I definitely knew. I feel like she friend zoned me in high school. Mm-hmm. Like we was always cool. Like, you know what I'm saying, in high school. But after this, we found ourselves in a precarious situation. And then it was funny because she said to me, why you ain't never say nothing back in high school? I said, well, because, I just felt like I was in the friend zone. So there was a young lady that I had always had a crush on in high school. And it was dope. And one thing that was cool about my victory lap was, I don't know. I feel like I was always, I was gonna say something that was gonna sound like I was full of shit. So like I was gonna say I was never a scumbag while taking my victory lap, but the idea of taking a victory lap is pretty scumbaggish. So, so I'll just say that my victory lap was always with respect, though. And I never just shitted on no chick like it went down and then they never heard from me again. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely there was a couple chicks that was like, okay, so you see me now. So it was. I did have those moments, man. But yeah, I had those moments for sure.
Okay. Well, John, you toured, man, all the country, all the world, man. What would you say? What city has the most attractive women for you?
Hands down, it might be a two-way tie
Mm,
between, and I'm gonna keep it real, dog. And I've been a lot of places, but I would say Washington D.C.
mm,
Mm.
and I'm keeping it so real. Damn it, might be three-way tie.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, Washington D.C. and Miami.
mm,
And Atlanta ain't that far behind, keeping it real.
mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it might be four-way. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. DC, I remember I had like shows in DC, and it would be like flocks of bad chicks
Mm.
that it was like all of them bad. None of them is like straight or okay, man. I might got to take one for the team. No, in DC, it was like every shade of black woman you could think of,
Man,
and I'm talking about they was traveling in like packs of 10, 5, fucking. Because what college is in DC? What black?
Howard University.
Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So yeah, bro, I remember a couple of times I had shows like I think at Howard, and I was just flabbergasted, dog. Like walking
That Howard homecoming. You know what I'm saying?
insane. So Washington D.C., Detroit, Atlanta, Miami, and but see, with Miami, I feel like the women are beautiful, but that's one of them places where you really gotta like have your shit together for a chick. I feel like chicks in Miami, they ain't even gonna look at you unless you approach them in a Bentley or a Rolls Royce or a Phantom or a Corvette or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't even giving you the time of day in Miami unless you just look like money, like straight up. Unless they didn't seen you on TV or you just blatantly look like money. That's why when I lived in Miami, I used to be so frustrated because I lived in Miami when I was super broke. So it was like I never wanted to go out. The homies used to be like, man, let's go to the club. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. All this is doing, if I go to the club with y'all, is reminding me of my own inequities. So I need,
Oh my goodness.
it's a mirror to my face. I need to get my life together. The fact that I see about 8 women that I would propose to, and none of them is even looking at me like I'm alive right now. I need to get my shit together, and I don't feel like being degraded spiritually right now. So that was yeah. So Miami, you gotta have your shit together, man. You know, but Atlanta's something crazy too. And just keeping it all the way real, Detroit is I don't know, man. Detroit is underrated. Like literally, man. Like Detroit got some of the prettiest women I ever seen in my life.
Okay. Wait. Let me get this right. Detroit, DC, Atlanta, and
Yes.
Miami. Just write it down. Just make sure I got it right.
You say
Yeah.
you making up your travel plans for the summer?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's real, bro. It's real, man. Take my word for it, man.
That's
Okay.
it. That's
Okay.
And after you visit those places, give me the report. Give me the full report on if I hit the nail on the head with that.
that.
Okay. Well, look, this next question, man. This may or may not get it a little messy, but if it do, if it don't, it don't.
Mhm.
Can you share any dope experiences you've had collaborating with female artists?
Yeah, that's not messy.
Okay.
Collaboration on music, right?
Yeah. No, I'm saying it could be music. It could be however you want to, however you'd like to address this, sir.
Yeah,
How do you define collaboration?
all right. I need a clear definition on collaboration because if I start naming names, I wouldn't want the woman to take this the wrong way. So we talking about music, right?
There may or may not be a related follow-up question. So yeah, we
Oh.
about we talking about music right now. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, dope experiences collaborating with artists. So if we talking about collaboration specifically just
Female
with
artists.
female artists, yeah, we talking about collaborations with female artists, specifically music, no sexual innuendo. Because Keke Palmer, I look at her like a sister. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she one of them just special people, special spirits. I remember we were doing a song called Double Standard, and just her energy was so infectious. And I just remember like Keke Palmer always been a superstar ever since she first came in the game. But like being around her and seeing what she's like when the cameras is off, I remember in my head being like, damn, she gonna be like the next Oprah for like this next generation, like the black woman with the voice, you know what I'm saying, that can speak to other races and our race and still be respected and be the next black woman billionaire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because working with her, it's like it's the same way I work. I'm not trying to gas myself, but it is the same way I work in the sense of let's laugh and have fun. But when we serious about business, it's serious about business. And she got the perfect, blend of the two. You can tell that a lot of wise people poured into Keke at like a young age. And I just remember when we was working on Double Standard, how much we laughed. I remember just how much we expressed our mutual respect for each other. And from the first time we ever met, it was like brother, sister. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was really like, what up? What up? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just, it was like, it was that like out the gate. So just that's probably with a female artist. One of my most memorable experiences is definitely with Keke. Cause like I said, we was just working our tails off and having a ball. And it just felt like time was flying by so fast because it didn't feel like work. It just felt like kicking it with your homegirl or kicking it with a friend. But at the same time, the cherry on top of it was you're kicking it with this really amazing, talented person. But at the end of the session, y'all just got this really fucking amazing song done. I would say too, another just amazing experience, and I'm glad you asked me that question because it gives me a chance to be able to get this type of information out there and just to express my gratitude. Man, the legendary Kelly Price, man, like that is another one that is like a sister to me. That is like my big sister. Like, man, when we worked on a joint that's actually on Food for the Soul, it's called Blind Eye View. And even though that song just came out, we did that record a few years ago. And that was like the first time me and her actually worked together in the studio together, right? And man, she's an Aries too. So the energy when we both got into the studio, it was similar to like when me and Keke worked together. Like Kelly Price's energy, soon as she come in the studio, it just reminds you of home. It reminds you of every Black woman that you ever loved. The strength, the sense of humor, the warmness, the sincerity, the just everything about her. Like everything about, man, I will forever have nothing but beautiful things to say about Kelly Price. And from that session of Blind Eye View, she became one of my best friends like in the industry. Like when I would be going through things, like when I was still signed to Aftermath, she was like my therapist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I would be tripping like, Kelly, I cannot take this shit. I feel like I'm about to say something crazy. I feel like, and she would just be like, baby bro, just relax. Just calm down. Don't say nothing crazy, baby bro. Just breathe. And she would like pray on the phone with me, like before I would go, like those times when I would be struggling. and feeling a certain type of way, like I would call her and we would like, I would be sitting outside the studio in my car and she would like pray for me. And before I went in, like to take that energy away. And one of the coolest stories too about me and Kelly Price's relationship was, man, I remember one time I was so down, and this was during the aftermath days. And I was in Atlanta, and she was like, "Baby, bro, you want to come to this charity basketball game with me?" She was like singing or something at this charity basketball game. So I went with her. She was like, "You know what I'm gonna do for you?" And I was like, "What?" And then she was like, "I'm gonna cook for you. I'm gonna cook for you." And that's gonna take all the problems away. You ain't gonna be thinking about nothing after I cook for you, right? And she was a woman of her word. That next day, I never forget this. She cooked me the most bomb oxtail,
Whoa.
macaroni and cheese, greens. It was like a Thanksgiving spread. Like, you feel me? But it was just for me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Man.
Yep. And when I came over there, like and hey, it was me, her, and this other artist that was over there that day. And man, I just remember being so grateful. But after we ate and all of that, one of the most beautiful things ever was like, man, she was like, "Hey, baby bro, before you go," she grabbed my hands. We both got on our knees. She said the most beautiful prayer over my life, like ever. You know what I'm saying? It just gave me the most genuine, warm hug ever. And it was like before that, I would call her big sis. But on that day, it was like she truly became somebody that whether we ever made another record again together or whether we ever like did anything, if I never saw Kelly again or if I never talked to her ever again in life, it was like that moment and those times, like at the time that she was being such an amazing person, left such a impact on my life, because honestly she definitely saved me from acting out of frustration. She was my voice of reason. She was the person who kept talking about God as I was in an industry where nobody's talking about God, where everybody's doing some demonic devil shit. You know what I'm saying? And she was the angel in my life that kind of kept me on track. And so, yeah, man. So off that one, like, and me and her had countless sessions after that. You know what I'm saying? But that was our first session, and that like bonded us forever. And then also, because I could talk about Kelly Price all day, and I don't want to ramble, but I just got to give her flowers. I remember when I was producing her on the vocals for Blind Eye View. And I remember in one of the takes, she was like, "Hey, stop the tape." And I was like, "What's up?" She was like, "Who taught you how to do that?" And then I said, "Do what?" And then she was like, "What you doing? Everything you doing right now. Like telling me how you want it, what you want, who told you how to do that?" I said, this is just what I do. She was like, "Do you know it is people that have been in this business for 30 and 40 years that don't know how to do what you're doing right now?" And I was like, "Really?" And then she was like, "Yes. Don't let nobody ever tell you that what you're doing right now is wrong, because it's not." And I'm like, damn. And it was like that she gave me the confidence as a producer. Like, you know what I'm saying? That like this Kelly Price, dog, like this is her and fucking Ron Isley. This is Kelly Price. Kelly Price is the voice on More Money, More Problems. You know what I'm saying? With Biggie, Mace, and Puffy. Kelly Price is bad, 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 bad boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? This Kelly Price. So that mean, man, from Ron Isley to, people say what they say now, but we talking about his musical ability. She done been produced by Ron Isley, R. Kelly, Puff. You know what I'm saying? All these different people who, you know what I'm saying, have just these amazing musical legacies. And then she say to Lil Jon Connor from Flint, she stopped the take to say it, like, "Yo, why? Who told you? Who said that? Why you doing that?" Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was just like, damn. And that she gave me, and she poured into me so much in ways that maybe she don't even know. But that was the day that, as a producer, I truly had all of the confidence in the world, because it was like, if Kelly Price tell me that what I'm doing or my instincts or the way that I produce when I'm behind the boards is what I'm supposed to be doing and shit, you can't tell me nothing, man.
Okay, so yeah, Ant was setting you up. So check this out, right?
Uh-oh.
So Not saying this applies to either Kelly or Kiki. Let me repeat. This does
Because
not
I was
apply.
just talking about music with Kelly and Kiki. Yes.
So it don't apply to Kelly or Kiki. But did
Uh-huh.
any of those professional relationships get personal?
So, yes, I did. I did have a couple situations that evolved into actual relationships. For the sake of this person, I won't say her name. I'll just say she's an actress. Um, and yeah, I remember we were in the studio working together because she could sing as well. And before y'all get to speculating and out there, it's not Kiki. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so,
Yep. So actress can sing. Go ahead.
right, it's not
Not
Kiki.
Kiki.
That's not
Thank
Kiki.
you.
What movie you say?
So it was cool. We worked in the studio together, and she had such an amazing, unique talent. And as an artist, I feel like it's natural when you put a male and a female artist in a room together, that they're going to be attracted to each other's gifts. It take a while and it take discipline to get to the point where you can respect somebody's gift and know, like, okay, it's cool to just be their friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think sometimes when you're young in the game, you confuse your admiration for their gift for romantic feelings. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh my gosh, she's so talented. I think I love her. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but it was really cool. And everything that me and this person shared was genuine. I think I'm gonna keep it real. I fucked that up. She was showing me all type of bullshit too. She was putting me on game to like next level G shit, because she was in the game long before me. She was in the game. She was in the game since she was young. So like, I remember when we went on our first date. I remember I admired this so much because it was so not my character to do some shit like this. So we went to this restaurant. And the last time I talked to her, we laughed about this shit too, because she was like, "Oh my God, that is so embarrassing that you remember that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." We went to this restaurant, and so she was like, she wanted to go to this restaurant because it was one specific thing on the menu that she would get every time that only this one place in LA had, right? So we go there and she was like, because I have to have my whatever and I gotta go get it and I need it. If we're gonna have a first date, then I gotta, and I'm like, all right, cool. It's like, and I'm trying to flex, yeah, so I good, whatever you want. So,
Whatever you want.
whatever, yeah.
You girl, whatever you like.
I can provide.
Hey, let's go. You feel me? Playboy Connor was in the building. You know what I'm saying? So, she like, all right, she want to go to this one particular restaurant because she needed whatever this thing was that only this restaurant made. So we sit down at the restaurant, and I remember she was like, she was so confident with the shit too. She was, I'll take whatever wine she would. I'll take this, I'll take that, and I'll have a double order of this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that thing was, this, like, and they were like, well, I'm sorry, ma'am. We don't serve that after lunch. And then she said, you don't serve it after lunch? She said, so, you mean to tell me you guys still don't have the ingredients in the back after lunch?
And she cold. She cold.
Right. Listen, I told I'm a Flint nigga, dog, so I'm shocked. Because for me, as a Flint guy, I'm just gonna order something else. You feel me? All right, y'all ain't got it. It is what it is. So she like, so you mean to tell me you guys don't have the ingredients after a certain time? Then she said, then the waiter was like, well, no, it's not that we don't have the ingredients. It's just that's on our lunch menu. And this is on our dinner menu. She said, no, I completely understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is it's possible to have it though, right? And then she was like, well, can you do me a favor? Can you go talk to your cook or your manager in the back? And can you see if they're willing to make it for me? And then my man was like, oh, okay, I can go do that. Man, as my name is Jon Freeman, that motherfucker came back with whatever that was she wanted, her wine, whatever else it was. I learned in that moment. I learned in that moment from this girl. With confidence, you can damn near get anything you want in life. If you're confident enough in what it is that you want, and if you choose your words wisely and don't make someone feel disrespected, because like I said, she was confident, she wasn't an asshole. Like, you know what I'm saying? She genuinely was asking my man, so you guys don't have the ingredients after lunch? You know what I'm saying? And it posed the question to him that he had to be like, well, damn, I guess you could have it. You know what I'm saying? Because we do got it. But she was such a amazing person. I learned so much from her too. Like I said, she was in the game long before me, and she taught me like a lot of industry etiquette when it comes to how fake the game can be. You know what I'm saying? And we was like, man, me and her, when I look back on me and her, it's with a smile on my face. It was like we were the stereotypical young fools in love couple. Like, I'm talking about, we was I remember one time, you know how they had those oh my God. You know how they had because now I'm remembering things that I haven't thought about in a long time. You know how they got those like tour buses in LA where they take you on a ride, and to your left is Leonardo DiCaprio's house. Right. To your right is Jack Nicholson's house. Right. Okay. So she was like, you want to get on one of those buses and make out? And I was like, I'm like, yeah, I do. I do want to get on one. I do want to get on one of those buses and make out. And so we did. We outstayed everybody that was on the bus. And we was fooling. And I'm talking about after that, I think we went to some club, and I don't drink like that. So like she coerced me into getting some drinks. And man, we was fooling. I'm talking about, I don't even think I remember what the club looked like, because we was just kissing the whole time. Like, we found a corner, and like we at this club in LA. Like, it was like I don't know. Like, it was, how do I explain this club? You know, like what was the name of the movie where they were singing Moulin Rouge?
That is
that was the name of the movie. Was Moulin Rouge. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. It was like, just the vibes was real Moulin Rouge-ish. It was real Ula Vuku AI Say Schwa. It was that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so we was over in our little corner, and I remember opening my eyes, and I remember there wasn't nobody else in the club, because we had spent the entire time like just playing kissy face. But it was just it was a beautiful thing. Like, it was dope. It was when I think of me and her, I really think of just two young people in the industry, having fun, being genuine and sincere in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? And I just, I have good memories of that. We ended up breaking up because, like I say, it was my fault. We broke up because I still had some growing up to do. I was still very immature. A lot of the things that she was trying to teach me within our relationship, I ended up learning later in life, and I often think about her and be like, damn, this is what she was talking about. Like, as I try to teach people the things that she was teaching me, I look back on it like, wow, yeah, she was too advanced for where I was at that point in life.
Okay. Give me an experience that made you so mad at a woman's demeanor or character that just made you almost disgusted with her.
Do it got to be a woman I dated, or just a woman I met in the industry?
A woman you met in the industry.
I ain't gonna say her name because she's still pretty popular right now. But I met this one particular artist 3 different times, and each time she was an asshole. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, that wasn't like you was just having a bad day. You just really are that way. Wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? I hate when people get the big head. I hate when people act like they just too much. Like, it's like, dude, you a person, you a human, just like anybody else. Yeah, at one day it's gonna be a tombstone with your name on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like me, just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just a person like anybody else. So I don't think notoriety or success gives anybody the right to treat people like shit. So yeah. Maybe when I write my book, I'll put her name in it, like so she can know, like, yeah, I don't fuck with you, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but right now, like, you know, nah, and it's not, and I'm not saying her name because she's still doing her thing right now. I'm not saying her name because we have mutual friends, and I don't want to put people in a weird situation.
Word,
You
word.
can tell me her name like after we done
After this,
recording.
I'll definitely tell
Tell
y'all
me,
who it is.
no, because then I'm gonna go start like I'm gonna hop on her IG and start hating in her comments. Just
Nah,
just random hate, just like that wig
Nah.
trash.
Yeah, no, don't do her like that. You know, don't do her like that. But yeah, she was just one of them things, just real prima donna. I'm talking about every single time. Like I met her 3 different times, and every time I'm same Jan. Hey, how you doing? Nothing but respect. Blah 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 blah. Da 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 da. And she gave light love. Like, hey, how you doing? Like, oh, okay, all right. You know, so.
Damn. Okay.
Man.
Yep. But I'm trying to think any other unpleasant, and then it's different type of unpleasant situations because it like going back to people having a human factor, like, you know what I'm saying, the human factor being their personality when they're not being an artist. You know what I'm saying? It was a female artist that I saw, and the way she was behaving really let me down. It was like, because I had so much respect for her, and I felt like I saw her playing herself. And it was like, damn, but you such and such. Why you acting like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why you playing yourself? Why you letting motherfuckers act like you ain't who you are? You know what I'm saying? So I've seen situations like that too, where it was like unpleasant because I was disappointed. And sometimes what you see when you in the industry is that some people's human factor is that they aren't as confident as you perceive them to be, or they aren't as intelligent as you perceive them to be as a listener, or, you know what I'm saying, they're not the person that you think they are when they're on the mic or doing whatever it is that their gift is. And sometimes that can be very enlightening. It can be very disappointing sometimes when you run into these people that you grew up admiring and you be like, damn, you act like that in real life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you want to, because I think Kanye might have said it one time, and I subscribe to this, that it's only really like 10 personalities. If you met, like, there's always somebody that you meet that you be like, damn, you kind of remind me of ... Right? You know what I'm saying? Or damn, you kind of, man, when you make jokes, you kind of remind me of ... or some person. So it's probably only few real like personality traits. And so sometimes it is disappointing when you meet somebody like, and you like, damn, you one of them. Like you got the sucker trait. Like, damn, you one of them. You one of the ones that be lying. Like you one of the, you one of them humans that be, you know what I'm saying, fake behind people back. Like, and you run into a lot of that. Like, you know, but it was a female artist that I really, and I still listen to her music to this day. But it was just like when I saw her and met her, it was like, damn, I wish you wasn't like that.
So you never had to deal with one like say they had some bad box and then you had to like avoid them.
Yo, I ain't gonna say. Listen, the way you just phrased the question made me really go back to a situation, right?
Right.
Bruh.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell this story because I feel like I always tell people, man, I'm always down for a good story. Like, as long as my life ain't in danger, man, I'm down for pretty much anything, because in my mind it's like, well, at least a good story gonna come out of it. So this is great. This podcast is making it to where this experience I went through is worth it, because it's a story and now I can tell it. Dog. It was a girl artist. I won't say her name. Y'all, when I write the book, y'all will get all these people names. Everybody who watching this, one day when I write the book, y'all will get these people names. But I'll share this story, man. This shit is funny. It's about the time this girl artist choked the shit out of me. Now, listen. Wait. Everybody. Hey, each one of y'all faces was funny as hell when I said that, dog.
What?
Bruh.
Bruh.
So,
Bruh. Oh my
bro,
gosh.
bro, I'm gonna tell y'all how it happened.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling myself. I just got signed to Aftermath. You feel me? I'm feeling good. You know, I'm feeling like I'm on top of the world. I just did the BET Awards. I'm
Okay.
feeling like the man, right? You know what I'm saying? Stupid ego shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a girl artist, and I'm like, damn, she kind of fly. You know what I'm saying? See, this was my first indication that I wasn't ready for LA women. This was the first indication that I was biting off more than I could chew. See, when I be telling people, man, like, I'm not shitting on Flint and the fact that we from a little city. When I say, like, sometimes when we come from small towns, it's things that we not prepared for. This is all I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing bad. I'm saying the truth that I wasn't prepared for this shit. The girl is engaging with me, right? Oh, I would love to kick it. I would love to da 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 da. I would love it. I'm like, oh shit, I got her. Okay. So all right. She comes to the yes. I did the Dame Dash. You know what I'm saying? I did the Dame Dash, dog. I thought I was in there, y'all. I felt like this situation couldn't get no better. She comes over to the apartment. We having a good time. We laughing. At this point in my life, I run some of my my regular Flint games. See, at the time, I hadn't elevated to like industry game. You feel me? I still had the game that could pull a chick where you from type game. You feel me?
Right.
I said something to her that was probably regular, and she said to me, I'll never forget this shit. She said, "So you want to fuck me?"
What the
I
hell?
was like, I was like, do you want to? She was like, nah, do you want to fuck me? And she was emphasis on fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a heavy F on fuck, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, she was like, damn, this story about the see, because if I'm gonna tell the story, I have to tell even the parts that make me look crazy. Not crazy, but make me look like, man, Connor, for real, dog. Like, listen, it was for real, like a movie. Like, you know how, like, I'm trying to think of a movie where this shit happened, because I'm pretty sure I saw some shit like this in a movie. But anyway, so she said that, right? So now I'm like, well, shit, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, if you want to, whatever the case may be. Man, she was like, man.
Oh, look, this seems like it's a traumatic moment right here, man. I'm
So,
sorry.
dog, she went into a zone.
Oh Lord.
Y'all remember how Michael Jackson eyes turned at the end of Thriller, and that nigga looked back at the camera?
Yeah.
I saw that look in her eyes, and she was like, "Do you want to fuck me? Slap me, dog."
Damn.
We would have been. We had to scrap. Yeah, we would have had to scrap.
So Gary, look, I'm not knowing how to react because the act of slapping me is some bullshit. But she's asking me a question that I'm fucking with, like, so I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm conflicted. You know what I'm saying? She was like, hit me back. You don't want to hit me back? I'm like, well, no, I don't want to hit you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So look, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, look, this what happened when you go to Catholic school, y'all. You should have transferred to Northern for a couple of years.
I I take it. I take it. I take it.
I saw this on an episode of Girlfriends one time, man.
Bro, that shit is real.
Yeah.
It was real, bro. And you know what? I take that. You're all right. It was the Catholic school in me, dog. I ain't want to hit her. She a girl, right? But when she slapped me and said, "Oh, so you don't want to hit me?" I slapped her back, like you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right? Because I'm feeling like when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But also at this point, I'm feeling like my manhood getting tested a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? So all right, so she like, okay, blah blah blah. So dog. So after I slap her back, she yoked me up, dog. She like Gary's face is hilarious.
What? She did the Undertaker joint on you, dog.
Nigga, the Undertaker. I'm talking about. She went back and hit me with the Undertaker shit. So I'm up against the wall, like what? So okay, so bro, I'm up against the wall, and she's repeatedly asking the question as she's doing this shit. So do you want to fuck me? Like you know what I'm saying? So, and make sure too, J.A., when we do put this out, blank out the word fuck. Cause I got nieces and nephews and shit. But
okay.
me telling this story in general is ridiculous. But you know what I'm saying? So, okay, so then she asking me the question or whatever the case. So I would say that is probably one of the wildest situations with a girl artist. And man, when she slapped me, I had to slap her back. Then she yoked me up. Then I seen like, okay, she's serious. But I don't like that type of shit. Like, with me, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a very, when it comes to male female activities, I'm a man. I like to be the one doing the masculating. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to be dominated or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this was a very uncomfortable position for me, pause. You know what I'm saying? But like, I fucking like, no, you know what I'm saying? So I had to like yank her hand off my neck and just like grab her hands and like, okay, if we gonna get down, let's get down. But all of this is crazy. So yes, that was probably one of the craziest situations.
So after she chokes you, right?
Little Biggie reference.
Right, he definitely hit me with the. So after I shits on the bitch, he definitely hit me. But it's totally the opposite. So after she choked the shit out of you, Connor, like what?
So the next time, like, because she in the industry, right? And so my understanding is the industry is actually pretty small. You run into the same people quite often. Like next time that you see this chick, like your next interaction with her, like that had to been awkward.
Bruh, I'm gonna keep it real. And my memory is bad, but I think she might have scared the shit out of me so much that might have been the last time we kicked it, because I can't remember us kicking it after that. I think that was one and done. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that was one and done. God bless her. If she ever see this, she gonna be rolling. But nah, she was cool as fuck, man. She was definitely cool as fuck, man. But when it came down to the get down, I was not prepared. I was not as a 20 whatever year old man. I was not prepared, man. That shit was crazy,
man.
Where do you go after the Jon Connor got choked by a chick story? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? How do you get out of that?
Okay, well, I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna try to flip. I'm trying to just like flip the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Give me another experience that happened with you, with a woman that changed you as a person.
Changed me as a person. A woman in the industry?
Woman in the industry that changed you as a person. Or it could be somebody out the industry, you know, but that made you move differently after meeting her, talking to her, interacting with her, whatever the case may be.
Well, I would definitely say the young lady that I mentioned earlier, the actress that I was in a relationship with, she definitely made me view life differently. As I said, Kelly Price, I would say the same. it was a young lady I dated too. She is a model, and she also man, I done seen her on some of everything. I be watching TV sometimes, and I be just seeing her like on different shit. I seen her on like a game show. I seen her on like a reality show. I see. So, but we had dated for a little minute. I know she's married now, so I do respect to her. But I had a relationship with this model, and she was really cool. Like I said about the other girl, the actress, that it's things that I do now that she was trying to teach me back then. Like she would try to make me fruit smoothies with oatmeal in it, right? And I remember being like, "No, I don't want that. That shit gonna be nasty." Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm straight. And like, babe, just try it. Just try it. And I would be fighting her on like little things, like things about my health. You know what I'm saying? Or things that she would be trying to just being hard headed, just feeling like I knew it all. So let me see, women that I met in the game that changed my life. Um, Let me see. I'm going through it. Like Kelly Price is a big one. I can't overstate how much Kelly Price changed my life. Because like I say, it was beyond just the records. It was
Right.
phone conversations, it was therapy sessions, it was prayer, it was her going the extra mile to make sure I was okay. It was anytime I call her or she called me, we always there for each other. Like her last like gospel project she put out, I'm on it with her. Like she always be thinking of me to like trying to put me in position. Like you know what I'm saying?
Just a real
Like
thing.
so
Okay.
yeah, just a super genuine person. So um women changed my life. Mm, right, damn, because I'm really trying to think. Really, changed my life. Mm, and you can edit out all of this blank space, Ja.
Okay, okay.
Um, but I really want to give whoever they flowers if I think of somebody. Um, I would say that my time spent with Marsha Ambrosia like definitely changed my life. She was always down and willing to have like sincere conversations with me. I feel like Marsha always I feel like she was one of them people like Gloria Velez that could see, and that's another one, Gloria. But I feel like Marsha could see my spirit. You know what I'm saying? And she could see like who I genuinely was. And I feel like she was always trying to help me. But I would definitely say Gloria Velez. And I can't give Gloria enough praises as well. It's like one of those people that once I met her became a friend for life. Um, Always had my best has my best interest at heart. She's still one of my closest friends that I've met in the industry to this day. Just a super sincere and genuine person. I think Gloria perspective as she got older was that she don't want to see people go through the bullshit. Like from all of the things that she went through and had to learn, I think she, like myself, is of each one teach one. You know, try to make the road a little bit easier for the ones that's coming after you. And Gloria Velez is an angel. She a queen to me, and she is definitely one of the people that helped mold and structure my adult life as it regards to females that I met in the industry.
Dope. Dope. Dope.
So, so you talked earlier. You say that in basketball and stuff like that, some of the coaches will have set up where they got a they got a prep sort of course. Okay, this is how you deal with this, and this is how you deal with that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna flip it a little bit. What advice do you have for women looking to get into the music and entertainment business?
I'm glad you asked that, bro. My advice to women getting in the game, I remember, I think I'm able to say this. This is a quote. Um, I remember Dre's assistant Ashley once said, as a woman in this business, you're either gonna be a bitch or you're gonna be a hoe. And what she meant by that was that the men in the business are either going to view you either one of those two ways. It's very seldom that the guys in the industry are going to get to know a woman for who they really are. So what she was saying was that early on you have to make peace with whichever one people are going to perceive you as, and you have to act accordingly. If you're going to go around fucking every dude and every artist you meet, then be prepared that that's what you're going to be. You're now, that is stamped on you. You a hoe forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you're going to be about your business. You're not even going to give dudes the time of day. And these immature ass dudes in the industry is going to start calling you a bitch. And you need to make peace with that, because they're not going to go and say, oh, well, she has respect for herself. No, they're going to say, man, that bitch wouldn't da da da. You feel me? So
Right.
I remember her saying that. So my advice to young women in the industry would be, for one, I think that that's a solid piece of advice, that, you know what I'm saying, be ready to wear the reputation that you create for yourself. But then also, if music is what you coming into the business for, make that your agenda. Focus on the music, because once you start fucking with dudes like producers and songwriters and other artists and stuff like that, industry dudes gossip more than girls. And so your reputation is going, it's going to go from 0 to 100, immediately. So I would say, if the music is what you want to do, let that be how you present yourself when you walk into every room, when you walk into the studio. It's cool if you like end up having types of relationships with dude where you big bro, little sis, or big sis, little bro, whatever the case may be. But I don't think it's wise to be like flirty, you know what I'm saying? Because then, I would say to these young women, you can get into this business wanting to do music, but if you start doing too much fucking around, the people will start to look at you as a pass around girl and not look at you as an artist no more. It's like, now when you come to the studio, the dudes ain't thinking about, ooh, I wish I could write this for her, or ooh, she would sound dope on this. No, they thinking, hey man, such and such said you could fuck. Like, so now they just playing with you, trying to fuck. You know what I'm saying? So if music is what you want to do, let that be your aura in every room you walk in. Like I said, Keke Palmer, when she walks in a room, there is nothing about her aura that says, ooh, let me try to hit that. It's no, she came to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be fun. It's going to be good times, but it's definitely going to be, she bought her business. You know what I'm saying? Kelly Price, same way. When she walk in there, yeah, we having fun. We going to talk, but there's nothing that's going to make you think that at any point in your session, you need to try to maneuver and try to know. It's going to be about business. So to the young women getting into the game, if music is what you want to do, make music what you do. You know what I'm saying? You can't help who you fall in love with. Now, that's a whole different story. But as far as just like jumping from dude to dude and clout chasing and doing all of that, let me tell you something, ladies, it does not end well for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I know women hate the double standard. Well, how come these dudes can do it to whoever they want to and blah, 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 and it don't affect them? I didn't make the rules. It's just my job to make you aware of what they are, and however you like, listen here to the ladies. You're not going to be the one woman that changes the double standard that has been around for centuries. You're not. You're not going to be the girl that bang a bunch of dudes and don't get labeled. No, you're going to get labeled like every other woman that ever came into the game. And then gradually artists stop taking them seriously. And gradually you stop getting invited to the parties and you stop getting invited to the studio, because after you damage goods, ain't nobody thinking about you no more. Make it apparent that you're a professional. Everybody, like, dudes might be salty about it at first. This is to the women. It might be some dudes that try to get at you, like in the beginning, and you shoot them down, but do it in a nice way. But they'll respect you for it later. Because just as fast as the word about you, if you start screwing with all of these dudes and laying down with every dude, the word travels just as fast if you don't lay down with every dude. The conversations will be, hey, yeah, man, she bought her business, man. You fuck with her, man. She dope. Hey man, I was in the studio with such and such, and then the nigga on the phone be like, "Did you try to fuck?" Like, you know what I'm saying? And then the response is, "Yeah, man, but she ain't one of them, dog." That's the thing. That's what you want. She ain't one of them. That's what you're shooting for. Because, like I said, just as fast as it can travel about your reputation, if you lay down with every dude, it definitely travels just as fast that you about your business, and people should respect you and take you seriously.
Dope.
Word.
Man, that she ain't one of them. Like, I wish we had like more like visual representations of like the ones that are not one of them. That she ain't one of them, because it seemed like the hoes is the one that always get all of the attention and social
Right.
media time and going live and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna digress on that. Jan, anything that you want to talk about that maybe you didn't get an opportunity to? Are there any stories that's sticking out for you? It's like, oh, let me touch on this. Any women that made a difference in your life that you want to give their flowers to? Basically, did we miss anything that we should talk about now?
Well, no, I think y'all hit pretty much on everything, but I think things that I want to say is that all of the stories I told, like I said, they're my testimony, and they are funny as hell. And I think that life experiences, that's what they for. You know what I'm saying? So for you to go through it, share with other people, laugh about it, cry about it, relate to somebody about it, or whatever the case may be. And looking back at these stories is so funny, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm having a good time doing it. And I just want to say, as much as this episode has been about the gold diggers and some funny experiences that I had, in my immature days, it also, I'm glad we got to talk about the good women, like, you know what I'm saying, in this game. And I just want to say to all of the women that are in show business, the ones that are getting it the honest way, you know what I'm saying, that I respect y'all so much, because much like you just said, it do seem like the chicks that's loose, or the little thoughts, you know what I'm saying, that they're getting the most attention, and they're the ones who are progressing. I respect the Rhapsodies of the world so much. I respect, you know what I'm saying, just like the Lauryn Hills of the world, you know what I'm saying. I respect those women that, even though they saw what the game was and they saw that the chips were stacked against them, they still held on to their morals. They still held on. They still fought and fought, because I know how hard it is for a man in the music business or in show business, period. So to be a woman, and to who knows how many crazy situations that they be getting put in, of dudes trying to get at them, or dudes trying to have sex with them, or whatever the case may be, and to have to still have the passion and love for the art form and for music, and to want to have your music be heard and have your voice be heard. I have so much respect for those women that, you know what I'm saying, that don't take the easy route, which is opening your legs to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And to the ones that are opening their legs to everybody, I'm praying for y'all. And that is such a lonely road that y'all headed down. And you know what I'm saying? I really am praying for y'all. And to the women that I talked about today and the stories that I told, the actress that I dated, much love to her, much respect. I think she might be engaged now. Congratulations to her. The girl that choked me. The girl that choked me, man, you gave me a hell of a story. I hope that if she ever see this, God bless you. I really do think that was the only time we kicked it. So, you know what I'm saying? Wherever she is in the world, that was a funny ass story. And man, I'll never forget that shit. And just to Kiki and Kelly and Gloria and Ashley at Aftermath, like, you know what I'm saying, who gave me that quote, the quote about being a bitch or a hoe, Dre's assistant. Just all of the women that I've met along the way in show business, man. I just want to say I got nothing but man, you want to talk about, hold on, I got one more story. I want to shout out to Maya, because listen, so I should have thought about this when I was telling the story about me and Keke Palmer. So the record Double Standard, which is available now on all streaming platforms, it's on my album 3. It's me featuring Keke Palmer. It's a song called Double Standard, right? I originally wrote that record for me and Maya. You know what I'm saying? And if you listen to the song now, people will probably be like, yeah, this do sound like something Maya was saying. So, man, I kid you not. And I'm telling this story because I want to give her flowers as well. So when she came to the studio to listen to the record, it was me, an artist that I was working with at the time named Leah Mack, and the A&R of Aftermath. So she came to listen to the record. Let me tell y'all something. And this is all due respect to I ain't gotta say all due respect. I can call a woman pretty, right? That's not bad.
Right.
No,
I
Okay.
think we
No.
still could call women pretty,
Oh,
right?
well, yeah.
Pretty, yeah, because I don't
You
know
gotta
these
be, you gotta be
days.
careful these days. That's true.
Where I'm
Yeah,
from,
but
you know, I don't do it at work,
yeah,
but everywhere else.
but man, it was times when I was talking to Maya and like looking at her and like just looking at her. She was so gorgeous that it was times that I would forget what I was talking about. And in my head, I would be like, dude, what are you even saying right now? Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like, what the fuck are you even talking about right now? And like, I wanted to give her flowers too, because the way she carried herself, like, obviously people see that Maya is physically gorgeous, but the way she carries herself and her aura is so ladylike that if you didn't fall for her because of her looks, just her presence is enough to grab a man in his chest and just be like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, man, I just always appreciated the way she carried herself, and I just wanted to give her flowers too, because that was a dope experience, because I grew up listening to Maya and I grew up loving her music, and I still love her music to this day. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, just the way she carried herself was just such a lady, and just so, man, I don't have I don't have enough kind words to say about Maya. So that was a beautiful experience too.
Word.
Dope. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is
Yes,
there
indeed.
anything you want to leave them with?
Well, since we talking about ladies, want to give a shout out to my mama. I love you, mom. I hope you didn't watch this episode, because you probably learned things about your son's sex life that you probably didn't want to learn. Um, shouts to my mom, the best mama in the world. Shouts to my sister, the best sister in the world, Chantel. I love you. Shouts to my two sisters, Sean and Kendra, because we bigging up women. You know, we were talking about gold diggers, but I also want to respect the women who aren't that. I want to respect the women who are 9-to-5ers, the ones who getting it the honest way, who you know what I'm saying, is standing by their man and are changing people's lives through not being the cultural norm, which what the cultural norm right now seems to be being loose and letting anybody do whatever and talking crazy. I'm an old school dude. I respect women. It's like the real ladies. Like, the more you are in tune with your feminine energy, the more it makes me want to be that masculine energy for you. But if you acting like a dude and talking crazy, and you know what I'm saying, it turns me off to levels, to the umpteenth level. So I just have so much respect for the women out there that are still taking pride in being true ladies. You know what I'm saying? So much respect to all the real women out there. To the gold diggers, get your life together. That shit ain't gonna last. It's like Kanye and Game says, you wouldn't get far. You feel me? You know, that's fool's gold. It only lasts for a little minute.
Word.
Dope. That's what's up, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And here's another episode 3, huh? Another one in the books.
Yes, sir. Episode 3.
That's a wrap.
This has been the Kind of
Yes, indeed.
Culture podcast, right?
Yes, sir.
Kind of Culture Podcast.
Peace.